Hello and welcome to the Daylight Midnight Show. My name is Greg and throughout my life I've had very strange appearances that have changed quite often. I think this could be the weirdest appearance I've ever had in my lifetime and I'm so glad it's being filmed and kept forever. So let me just start the timer and let me show you that I have started the timer. No episode of this show is going to be longer than 10 minutes, so that'll be counting down and you'll hear the alarm go off when we get to 10 minutes and that is when the show will stop. What kind of show is it going to be? Let's find out by activating the Gregometer. If you haven't seen this before, this is a very scientific technical device. This was designed by gyrating geneticists in Genoa, and what this does is this will monitor things like the amount of moisture in my eyeballs, the amount of fungus growing in my Movember moustache, and it will come up with one word that it thinks sums up how I'm feeling today and therefore what kind of show you might have, and it will beam that to the expensive display cabinet behind me. So this week I can tell you the Gregometer thinks I am feeling frosty. Yeah, I went out for a walk this morning, got very cold feet and very cold hands, and also after 22 years of marriage and being stuck in lockdown together, that sums up the atmosphere in the house as well. So with that done, let's have a look on the Door of Delights. No match for Brighton last week because it was an international break, so there's no match report. This week the team are away at Aston Villa. Greg predicts Aston Villa 2, Brighton 1. The Christmas countdown. Now, I know you can't see this very well, but I am keeping it up to date. I've got to scratch out Thursday, November the 19th, and that means we now have 35 days until Christmas, boys and girls. 5 weeks from today, when I'm filming this, it will be Christmas Day. And for those of you who said I'd gone too early with the Christmas countdown, I started it when it was 7 weeks to go. That was 2 weeks ago now. That 2 weeks has flown by. When another 2 weeks has flown by, we'll only be 3 weeks away from the big day. Time passes very quickly, whether it feels like it or whether it doesn't. So let's get on to the brown folder. Oh, the theme song for the brown folder, version 2. The nights are getting darker, the days are getting colder. Let's see what is written down in the brown folder. It's a work in progress. So the brown folder is something I carry around with me at all times. When I think of little things that I might want to talk about on Friday, I write them down in here and we open up the book and we have a look at it together. Quite a bit about outfit roulette. After revealing my bottom half last week, do I now need to add a column to outfit roulette for trousers, shorts or skirts? Because I did outfit water bottle bowling last week, you could see my bottom half and I was wearing those strange comfy trousers, so I thought I might have to add another column in that shows you what I'm wearing underneath just to complete the outfit, and then every week I'll stand up and do a full twirl so you can see the full effect, possibly. Oh, I forgot to turn the Gregometer round last week. Check, I've done it today. So last week, 2 weeks ago, I didn't even do it. Last week I showed you what it was and then put it back the way it was, so I've got it right this week. Well done, Greg. Award yourself an extra mince pie. And something else about outfit roulette, I've now got so many second column options. Yeah, I had a bit of a tidy up the other day, and being a middle-aged man, what I do is I throw all my clean clothes in a pile, and then 2 or 3 times a week I just take something off the top and wear it. Now, of course, by doing that, you're not going back to the bottom of the pile. So I had a really good sort out this week, and I found, I think it was 18 t-shirts that I haven't worn any time at all in the last 6 months. So I've now got about 20 options that I can put on here. So I'm going to upgrade this again, probably when we get into the new year, because it feels like a good start. Oh, and I've put plug colour video. My son and I did a little experiment in here with peanut M&Ms, and we put the video on this YouTube channel that this show is on, and part 2 of that will be arriving on Sunday evening. So do please go and check that out. See me and my son nearly choking on peanut M&Ms. And I had a bit of feedback about last week when I did the presidential limericks. I thought they were awful, but someone said, we liked the presidential election limericks. Any chance of a weekly feature where you write a limerick about the main news story? Well, I've always had a bit of a fascination with weird news. You know, every week there's these little bits that are tacked onto websites and news broadcasts just to fill out a bit of time, and they're normally really, really strange things. I've always liked those, so what I've done this week, I've had a look around, I've picked 3 very weird animal-related news stories from the past week, and I've written a limerick about each. So we'll see how this goes. Story number 1. A racing pigeon in Belgium has been bought for a world record £1.4 million after 2 competing Chinese rivals kept outbidding each other at an online auction. I don't know why, but apparently long-distance pigeon racing has become massive over in China, and apparently the best breeders in the world of racing pigeons are in Belgium. So when this particular bird became available, these two guys in China went against each other, and it ended up going up for £1.4 million. 1.6 million euros. The owners are said to be in shock. I'm not surprised. The unusual thing is that this particular pigeon, whose name is New Kim, she's only 2 years old. She only raced a few times back in 2018, and she's female, and normally male birds sell for a lot more because obviously you can get more reproduction from the males than you can from the females. So a limerick about this. A young pigeon, name of New Kim, has been sold by a man in Belgium. I've never liked pigeons, but if they're worth millions, I might train one up and sell him. I'll give that a C-, I think. Story number 2. A man living alone in Brisbane, Australia, managed to escape unharmed from a house fire after his pet parrot, who's called Eric, woke him up by screaming his name to alert him to the fact that the house was ablaze. They're all saying this parrot is a hero. It didn't save itself, it saved the owner. But I think if you're a parrot and you can't open doors, if you wake up in a flaming house, you're not going to think about the owner, you're just going to want someone to let you out. So I think that's why he was making the noise, but maybe I'm just old and cynical. The man's name was Anton. He lost almost all his possessions, but he got out safely, and he said apparently, everything's all right as long as I've got myself and the bird. How true is that? So a limerick about this one. A young man named Anton in Oz didn't die in a fire because his parroty pet squawked, "Row, out, we must get." So he's still alive now like he was. I think that's the best, that one. And story number 3 this week. Monkeys at a zoo in Finland have been found to prefer the sounds of traffic to the sounds of their native jungle environment. There's a tunnel that they've built for the monkeys in this zoo in Finland because they like to go in there and shelter from the rain, and they like to sleep there. So the experiment was they put in this sound panel with 5 switches, and any monkey could activate it, and it would let a certain sound fill the tunnel. And they wanted to see what they preferred, especially when they're going to sleep. So the options were their native jungle environment, their natural ambience. There was dance music, there was some Zen-style meditation music, there was natural rainfall, and then there was sound of traffic in a nearby city, and nearly all the monkeys every day preferred to activate the switch that gave them the sound of traffic. Now the theory is that the engine noises are similar to sounds that they hear when they're out in the wild in the jungle. Greg's theory is they've never been anywhere near a bloody jungle, so they just picked the sound that they used to, which is the traffic in the middle of this city in Finland. But anyway, a limerick about this. Men of science found fun things to do with some monkeys that live in a zoo. Would they like counting sheep while they're falling asleep? No, the sound of the highway will do. I'll give that a C+, and we might do that again next week. So let's move on to outfit roulette then. I want to make a change. I said the thing about headscarves, I've had them a couple of times, and they're quite uncomfortable and I can't hear what I'm doing. So I'm going to replace the headscarf for now with a Santa hat, just to really rub it in to the people who are fed up with me talking about Christmas. So let's use the randomness of the Rubik's Cube to decide what I'm going to wear on next week's show. We start with orange. So I will be wearing my red coat, which has recently been brought back down from the attic in time for winter. Under that we will have also orange, so I'll be wearing a onesie. It's going to be another hot week next week. And to accessorise all that, orange as well, it's 3 oranges. So next week will be my red coat. Under that I'll be wearing a onesie, and I will also be wearing lipstick. Do join me next week for that. So, a rhyming couplet to end on. I need to rush off because I've messed up the timing. Besides, you've already had lots of me rhyming with the limericks. I will see you next week. Don't forget the colours video on Sunday. Have a great 7 days.